What's up, YouTube? So, I don't know. I wasn't going to make a year in review video, but last minute I decided, you know what? I started looking back at all the pictures I took since last January, and I really hadn't thought that I had that great of a year. You know, I didn't take a big trip this year. I got misdiagnosed with heart problems, misdiagnosed, and so I didn't think I really had that great of a year until I started looking back, and I was like, wow. Even though I didn't take like a month off of work and take a real big trip, I had a pretty epic year, and I have my health. Thankful for that. I'm thankful for each and every one of my new viewers, all my old viewers, and I hope you continue to enjoy my channel. So this year started out with snow, and it kind of looks like it's going to end up that way as well. But it is one of my favorite things to look at. Not necessarily my favorite to drive in as far as work goes, but it sure is beautiful. I'm hoping to do a little more backpacking this year and get some videos, because that is peaceful. Here's a wreck out by Blanding, Utah. Beautiful sunset. Mexican Hat. I love southeastern Utah. Ever since my first BMW GS, Starbucks was kind of the joke, so as much as I can, I try to take a picture before an adventure in front of a Starbucks. I may not necessarily get a drink there, but I'll always take a photo op. Here we are getting ready to go camping. I did that a bunch this year. This was an amazing spot. Just a wonderful campsite. I didn't see anybody the whole time I was out there. Got some new luggage for the Africa Twin, some Moscow Moto. Good stuff. Bought a new bike this year, right there, KTM 450 EXCF 6 days. My buddy Tom bought an EXCF 500, and then he promptly sold it because he hates my guts and he doesn't like riding with me. Just kidding. Good luck riding your new shop, Tom. Yeah, I always get pictures of my motorcycles laying on their sides. New tires help that a bit. North rim of the Grand Canyon. It's the first time I've been up this part of the Grand Canyon. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Blows the south rim away. A little bit harder to get to, so it cuts down on a lot of the tourist traffic. Here's a lesson learned. Don't run out of whiskey on a Sunday in Utah. I went ahead and visited the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum in Salt Lake City this year. That was awesome because I'm a huge Land Cruiser fan. That's right, tandoori tacos, and they were amazing. There's a little more up there by, I believe this is around this is North Rim of the Grand Canyon. This is actually in the park now, the park proper. This is outside of Jacobs Lake. Here we are. Sometimes the Jeep guys let the Toyota fellers hang out. A little mead tasting. I do love mead. It is delicious, and we have one of the best meaderies around. I got to see my hero, Graham Parsons' room number 8. This is the room in Joshua Tree Inn that he died in. What a party that was for me. I was kind of preparing myself for the inevitable surgery I had coming up, so I had taken a few weeks off of work. This mirror was actually in the room when Graham Parsons used to stay here. Very hard to get into room 7, so I felt really awesome about that. Here's inside of Joshua Tree National Park. This is Pioneer Town. Little sushi the night before my surgery. And of course, we had to get hydrated for it. Here I am, well fasted, and I'm prepared for my angiogram. I'm released with a clean bill of health, and this is the first trail I hit. And I renewed my park pass, of course. Little Triumph Scrambler. It got ridden a bunch this year. Still got his bags on. And yet some more camping. Even rode the Harley Bobber once in a while this year. It doesn't get out much, but sometimes. We had a nice little trip in Sedona with some friends. And grocery shopping for the big trip in October that I took up to the Sierras in Death Valley. That was an epic trip. I really enjoyed myself. It was so good to see my high school and grade school friend and his family. You always got to make sure you got plenty of beer around the campfire. Hey, even a White Claw every once in a while. I did get to hit Mojave Road, and it is one of my favorite trails, always has been. I love the Mojave Desert. I think I'm really more of a desert person at heart, although I do love the mountains and ocean. The desert always calls me back. And I find so much beauty in the desert. All times of year, even in the mid of summer, it's still a beautiful place to me. This is out on Mojave Road. This is when I broke my trailer. There's the broken leaf spring right there. That almost put a damper on my trip. Peggy Sues Diner, that was pretty good. I had a little meatloaf sandwich. It was amazing. Picked up a new leaf spring pack and we were good to go. And there's my friend Mike's Jeep. We're out in front of the Ransville General Store. There's a deer we saw up there in Whitney Portal. Here I am just taking in the view. Breathtaking. My Plain Jane pub beer. Delicious. Nothing like beer and camping. You know, it always tastes so much better when you're camping. I think the theme of this year was camping. What do you think? Some more of Death Valley National Park. Darwin Falls. This is in Death Valley National Park as well. Absolutely beautiful spot. This is almost like a fairy tale, honestly. And Ballarat, little ghost town I kind of stumbled upon on my way out to Trona Pinnacles. And I ran into Rocky there, and apparently Rocky makes a pretty good moonshine. There's Rocky right there, and did a little sampling, and by golly, it was pretty good. And yours truly went ahead and bought a pint and a hat. And I don't know if you could ever recreate that. Here's some random vehicles that were out around Ballarat. Now this is Charles Manson's Power Wagon. A lot of you know or may not know, Charles Manson spent a lot of time in Death Valley, so it kind of makes sense that Ballarat's just outside of Death Valley National Park proper. Some random grave sites. Seldom seen Slim. He's buried in this graveyard as well. It's out in Ballarat, California. And I did make it up to Farmersville in Exeter, partied up there. And from there I went out to Pismo Beach, and that was just beautiful. Pismo Beach is awesome. God, I want to camp on that beach again. Here we go. You had to wash off all the salt water from driving on the beach. And we had a little pizza run for a Fall Colors run. And the Fall Colors did not disappoint this year. They were absolutely beautiful. I got to ride an Indian Challenger this year. That was fantastic. Matter of fact, that was my #1 video this year. Everybody wanted to see the Indian Challenger. And to follow up that, I also rode a HarleyDavidson And that was I believe that was my second best video this year. Here we are at the Harley shop. He's getting ready to actually ride this bike. And that's the one I did the review on, where a lot of you guys called me a Harley fanboy. Now, when they came out with the Army Green TRD Pro, I decided I just absolutely had to have one. And I was told that I would never be able to find one. Well, wrong again. Here I am with it. Out with the old and in with the new. And God, they're both fantastic vehicles. I loved that white one. We had a lot of adventures, but I'm looking forward to some new adventures with this Army Green TRD. We had a little snow day, a little snow play. We're back in winter again. Here it is. It's the theme. I always seem to find the snow. Ho, ho, ho. This was a fun night.